In The Secrets of Baba Segi's Wives by Lola Shone, I learned that most polygamous men think they know what women are thinking,
Yeah.
but actually they're very clueless. They just because usually they go home and women are all smiles, and then fortunately was living with them, all of them in one house. Even though they're living in one house, he thought he knew what they thought they or what they were thinking, but he was
Yeah.
clueless. Usually, because when he went home, each time there would be all smiles and all that, and the be ready because
Yeah.
he had a timetable. Today is gonna visit this other one. Today, tomorrow is gonna be with that other one, and all that.
But like
And
in
he
the
was
same
also
house.
failing to. Yes, he was living with them in the same house, and
But
he was
yeah, the
failing
same
to
table.
impregnate. Yes, no, they didn't mention much about downing the same table or all that, but they had a timetable where like he'll go to that
Oh,
one, go to that one
okay.
today, and all
For
that.
the
So,
intimate time. Okay.
and the thing is, the thing that was troubling him was he was failing to impregnate the youngest woman, and he didn't even know what was the problem, you know. Was it him or was it her? So it was always a problem. But the most interesting thing is that he thought he knew what they thought or what they're thinking, but he was clueless. They
Yeah.
had their own minds. And yes, 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 because the way she wrote it was beautiful because she would speak about the situation of Baba Segi and she would speak about the situation about different Mama Segi and all her sister wives and all that. And when she speaks about a certain woman or certain woman in that house, she'll also let that woman speak her own mind, like in a secret, like now she's confessing what she thinks about the household and other women, her truth. Yes, so I loved it. I loved. So it's sort of like also confirmed, or also, yeah, sort of confirmed what I was always suspected. But yes, sometimes we men think that we know everything, especially since somehow we think that the universe put us up here, and yeah, we think for everyone, but we actually don't know what others these women are thinking.
Yeah. Like I think it borders into abuse of power. This
Yes, yes,
superiority
yes.
thing. Even the nerve to not even consider that these are people, these have feelings, they have
Mm,
thoughts. It's like what I think is right. Only to find that
yeah.
people actually have their own minds, they have their own
Mm.
ideas, and then it's very
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's
I would love to read that book actually, by the way. Where can I get it?
it was now I think I read it from someone. I was in Joburg, and I quickly went through it, and you know what the interesting thing was, I found it from a from a white person.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So Lola
You?
Shanae, is she like a South African writer or
No, no, no. She's Nigerian, but I think now
oh
she's in London, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
okay.
she's a Nigerian.
Okay,
Mm.
okay, interesting. And do you have any like tips or advice for up and coming creatives that feel like writing or storytelling is their thing?
First, I'd say do art for the love of it. um, because if you put money, most of the time you're gonna live disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I I write to heal. You know. For me, that's medicine. That's that's my spiritual wand. Something that I can always go back to and read when my mind is heavy. Something I can always go back and watch when my mind is heavy. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes I get Gabeta Popo, but if it's about that you're thinking you're gonna get all these millions, maybe you might, but if your thoughts is about millions and oh what ish, Most of the time, you'll be left disappointed. Just do art for the
Yeah.
love of it.
I've heard a lot
In
of
fact, I think I think at one point, even though I don't really agree with a lot of what school teaches in their classes and all that, but I have advised people to go to school and not be like me. You know, yeah, because self-education is something else. You most of the time you're gonna fall, and most of the time you will be taught uh to get up. And most of the time you'll be alone to do that on your own. And if you don't have the strength to do that, not to discourage people, but if you're gonna go there, just know you're doing it for the love of it.
yeah.
Yeah, you do it
I've
for the
heard a
love.
lot of creatives or successful people in art who do art for a living kind of like talk about art, and they all say you do it because you can't live without doing it. And that you should always have in your mind the fact that even if it rains, even if it pours, even if it's, you need to be able to still stand and say, no, this is me, this is what I do. So that kind of like
Mm.
puts in your mind that the creative sector is a very tough sector, and
Yeah, it is.
it
It is.
needs
It is.
someone that it's more like a lifestyle.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I sort of like lost you there. I
Yeah,
sort of like lost you there.
it's more like a lifestyle. So it's very difficult to go into the art thinking that you're doing it to be rich. However, what I've noticed is that the arts are all interlinked. And fortunately, in the world that we live in today, it's all interlinked with technology, with cultural heritage, with invention. So it's a very broad sector. And even if you are self taught, you actually can get to a point where you're doing this for a living and you're living well, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
agree.
mean,
I agree. I'm
I've
just
met a
saying.
couple of
I
people.
agree. I totally agree. I'm just saying, if you go there with the thought of, hey, I get to, people sometimes venture into say, hey, I'm gonna be a doctor. It pays a lot and all that. So if you
Yeah,
go to art thinking, hey, soon I'm gonna get this and that, especially if you're thinking about money, most of the time you're gonna be left disappointed. That's what I'm saying. But
yeah,
you do get rewarded for your efforts. But just you must be prepared for hard work and sometimes sleepless nights, just to have that masterpiece. Because every artist wish to have that masterpiece. Because Lena, for now, I don't know if I'm gonna write more books tomorrow, but I just feel for now, the book that we're talking about, it's a masterpiece for me.
yeah.
It is that book. If I go now, they gonna say this is the best thing that Mbangi produced. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Eh, yes.
So tell me a bit more about your film side, because I think I saw a documentary that you produced. Can you tell us a little bit more about that documentary, what it was about?
Um, it's that like me and the producer, we were friends. Okay, at a
No,
certain
no,
time
no. Just
we're
tell me about the
friends traveling.
documentary. Like,
That's fine, traveling
what?
together, and we around the discussions we had were like, because he used to work overseas, he used to tell
Yes.
me that a lot of uh, people that side value our art and our indigenous music more than what we vendors do. Like what I've noticed that I've went to where Tsonga and Shangan live, you know,
Yeah.
maybe in festives, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna find that the music that they are playing are their own, you know. uh, I've went to okay, I've been to Joburg. Um, no, I never went to like KwaZulu Natal to those remote areas, but I have been to Durban. But most of the time, the taxis are playing Zulu music.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're playing Zulu music, their own people's music.
Yeah.
At one point, I was watching this Mzansi Magic Channel. Was sorry to say that, but yeah, I find that even the KwaZulu Natal have different sectors that support that artistic or the visual arts, or they were even training them.
Yeah.
And after a few years, I've found a lot of actors who were acting on those Mzansi short movies are in soap, in South African well-known soapies. Fine.
Yeah.
You come to Venda, it's a different story. In festives, okay, in fact, let me put it this way. In Tsonga safe villages, in festives, those guys they put everybody has his own sound system outside, you know. They're blazing and they're playing Tsonga music. You find Ukuti, this house here, there's a house blazing. One house after the other one, there's a sound blazing. Tsonga music. Come to Venda. Tina, we're gonna be playing Tsonga music. We're gonna be playing Zulu music. We're gonna be playing Xhosa if there is such. Everything, but few of our own people music. At least for now, with Makats, yes, they'll be playing Makats in our more, but but there are a lot of artists in Venda that people can play, but they're not gonna do that. So it's something that we were discussing, and we thought, no, let's investigate why our people don't like to listen to their own indigenous music and don't like to listen or to value their art. So we thought of also visiting, we thought of getting that knowledge from the elders, especially who 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 were into indigenous music,
Mm-hmm.
like the Bojeke Mato, may his soul rest in peace. We also involved a group called Venda Icon, which do marende, the
Okay.
traditional dance were like Bavenda, yeah. Unfortunately, the leader, she's also late. Boroslet Mfamadi. May I so rest in power. Yeah, she was a good friend as well. So yeah, we also involved Mr. Macheka. He did all the mbira. Yeah, he can also do the instruments. He also played the dende, which it was. I think when he played it one time, I even stopped recording and just feel all these goosebumps and all that because the music was speaking to me from the ancient. Feel like the ancient people were talking to me. So
Yeah.
it was like that. So we're actually investigating. So there was also telling us why uh our young people don't like to value or what could have happened, why to a point where like you find our young people not valuing their own uh, uh,
Yeah.
uh, 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 exactly,
Tribe.
yes, that's what the
Yeah.
documentary is about.
Wow, that's very
Mm.
interesting. And where can people find this documentary? Maybe if they want to see it, maybe the name of it, when was it shot, where can they find it?
um we recently uploaded it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's called Mutori Wanyimbo, and our
Okay.
JK Mator. Mutori Wanyimbo dza Tshivenḓa now JK Mator.
Okay.
It's recently in my YouTube channel. This is where I also worked with a certain professor in the University of Venda by the name of Dolphin Mavale.
Okay.
She actually yeah, she was an executive, but she produced she also produced the documentary. She helped us a lot, and I also worked with Mr. Makatu Tibiraeri. So, and it was my first major project, and yeah, Yeah, I did a lot of things. In fact, I didn't want to do one thing. I just wanted it to be more successful because it was my first major project, and I wanted other project to come. And for them to come, I had to make sure that this one is more appealing, you know.
Okay.
So we shot it around 2001. Yeah, we started shooting just around 2001. I think by 2000 and later 2002 we were done editing it. And yeah, it was a struggle to sell, and we found that no, at least people need that knowledge, and so
Yes.
there's no reason for just keeping it in. Let people have it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
Mm.
very interesting. I also feel like it can still be marketed. I don't know if you're in touch with the arts community in Venda, but it can still have small screenings. It can still be shown in schools. It can still be, you
Yeah,
know,
it's it's fine. One thing like I said, at one point, you just know sometimes art is not always about money. I think I've already told you that. So, but you
yeah.
need to give people knowledge. Yeah,
Yes.
at the end of the day, we did that so that people can acquire to understand why this is happening. So people need that knowledge. So let them people have it. If we do get something, it's fine, but let people have knowledge. Mm.
Okay. Okay. And then five five interesting things that we don't know about you that you'd like to share, maybe.
Uh, yo, Ish. Yeah, that's one question, eh?
Okay, two.
um, I'm
Two,
crazy.
two interesting things.
um, I I started playing soccer at a later stage. Maybe, yeah, I was 30 because I needed to maintain the stress. And I found that I was very good at it. And to show that I was good at it, I also played in the middle. I still do play. But I don't like playing with kids anymore. I think I'm older now. 44. Yeah. What else? Ish, I don't know. Maybe my friends can tell. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes people see things in you. That's very
Yeah,
interesting. Sometimes you don't. Yes, 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 yes.
yeah, no,
But the
I
most
understand.
interesting thing is that I'm actually proud. In fact, the most interesting things you've already seen or you already know, which is I'm very proud that I produced a book, books. I can do film, something I didn't went to school for, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a very fast learner. Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, I understand. So let's just look maybe for a second at the future of maybe let's say Venda culture and tradition. What do you think, like in your own reasoning, is the role of writing and books and film in preserving Venda culture and also kind of like making it digestible for up and coming generations? Because I think younger people don't really care about customs and traditions, but then how can we use your skill to kind of like make it interesting for them?
It's I can't tell, but it's you can't. One thing I also learned is that you can't force a horse to drink water.
Mm-hmm.
As much as now, I'm just, sometimes bad things happen for a good reason, and I just
Yeah.
hope this is because somehow the economy is I don't know if the right word I would have saw if I wasn't alive, like I would have said everyone, you know.
Yeah.
So I just hope after that maybe they're gonna realize their values and why they need to respect their values. And you know, the roots is where you find strength.
Yeah.
I guess this is why I do what I do. Try to teach them, Kuti. If you know where you've come from,
Yeah.
that's your strength. Which means you're gonna find strength to know where you're gonna go and find something. It means you already have, you know. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I just hope when yes, when this is happening, all these things happening in South Africa and the world, they're gonna go back to their foundations and find something solid that gonna, give them stability to do something with the future. So I would say I can't say this is what is gonna happen, but it's all up to them. Soon if they change, then they're gonna see something. They're gonna find something which is good. You know. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
Mmbangiseni, it's been very interesting getting to know you, talking to you. And I can say you're one of the most nicest, cooperative,
You
interesting.
forgot. You forgot. You forgot to ask me to give you the brief of the book.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. You're very, very interesting as well. And I can say like I I feel kind of like blessed to have gotten to know you because it's been so easy.